Check, check, check. Come on, man. Well, unless you're a really good beatboxer. Well, no, that's not the, let's see. Well, that's not the microphone that I want to use, but I guess something's better than nothing. So if you can hear this, let me know if it's clear. If it sounds like I'm beatboxing, let me know. And if you can hear me, I'll start. I just got that beatbox joke. All right, here we go. Let's see. All right, let me do one more settings test real quick, and I will get on. Let's see what we got here.
Very weird.
T3 Media.
Through the media.
Well, prepare yourself, guys. Chris with Talking Through the Media is your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. I'm your host, Chris Fagan. I'm going to be riding solo tonight. As you see, the lights are getting a little dim. We're going to, we're fading off into that good night. Like, this is the last episode of Talking Through the Media. This was a decision that I came to today. Is it because T3 Media Studios is shutting down and we're no longer podcasting? Hell no. Talking to the movies is still a thing. We are still doing reactions, reviews. We are still doing all those things. We're still on social medias and all that good stuff. It's just that, I mean, we have been going through some growing pains, a lot of changes and stuff going on. And Talking to the Media is going to be changing as well. So I'll explain that. But before we get into it, it's going to be no graphics or anything like that. I had something set up. I guess I could play a video or and whatnot just so you guys can get some context of what I'm talking about. But it's just going to be a quick, little hit it and quit it. And then I'll get to the update of what's going on with the channel. If you guys are joining me in the chat, and I appreciate you for joining me in the chat. Let me know what you guys think of any of the topics, anything out there that you guys want to talk about. I hear that there's a State of the Union out there. You guys could be watching the State of the Union, and you're like, let's see what the hell Chris talking about. So I appreciate you guys. Look, so the crazy thing that's been happening all over in the medias this week was some outrageous news in the, I was first on TikTok when I saw it. And this crazy thing about a professor in, is it Hunter's College? Whatever it was. And I'm assuming there was a Zoom meeting of other professors. I don't know if it was students and professors, but it was, I believe it was mostly faculty, right? And as one does when you are totally unmuted, you decide to just let the world know how you feel about black people. So it was funny to me how immediately this person decided to just go on a little rant. She was talking about, a lot of them just don't even know that they're too dumb to know they're in the right, they're mediocre schools and things like that. She just went on and on and on and on. And there was about 3 black people in the chat, right? And immediately I saw the shock look on everybody else's face, all the other people. But the 3 black people, they were like this. They were just stone face pissed. One was just like that the whole time. The other 2 was, they were just waiting to hear. They wanted to hear more. They did not want anyone to interrupt that. That was the funniest thing about it. But if you want some context to what I'm talking about, let's see if I can pull it up. I think I have it right here, right? So real quick, this is going to be the last video. Wow, this is crazy. This is going to be the last video to play on Talking to the Media. Let's see if I can do a decent job on this. See if this even works.
And helps us fit those skills into our lessons.
Black schools that like they're
they're
too dumb to know they're in a bad school.
In our class.
I mean, but apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like, if you train a black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They just
Allison Friedman, what you're saying is absolutely hearable here. You've got to stop.
And helps us fit those skills into our lessons.
I don't even know if hopefully that played properly. If not, let me know. Said play the footage. I didn't see it. So hopefully you got to see it. If you're watching on the vertical, not the horizontal, not the vertical, you would have been able to see it. But so she just goes on about how You know, these kids are too like if you train them enough, they'll remember to go in the back of the bus or the building, something like that, right? And it took one of the white professors like, listen, the fuck, and she was sitting there just stone faced, like, I was just kidding. I mean, so when I posted my video about it, I said, I mean, she backpedaled later on and said that she apologized for what she was actually doing. If you want to believe it, I choose not to. She says, my kid came in the room and I was educating her about systemic racism. What are you talking about? I'm a teacher. My kid wanted to know, mommy, why were black people treated so poorly back in the 1950s to today? I'm glad you asked. Let me unmute myself and tell you. Well, and it was an education purpose. But the line about they're too dumb to know they're in a bad school. What was the lesson there? It made no sense, right? So a lot of people, including myself, call BS. So I'm thinking there's two paths here. A, she gets fired and never teaches again. B, likely B, she gets fired, GoFundMe makes her a billionaire. It's likely B. I was treated unfairly. This is all because I'm whatever living in New York City and everybody knows that I support blah, 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 blah. I can't believe it's not butter. Whatever excuse she's going to come up with, it's just going to be a whole... she's going to be a millionaire after this. Watch. She's going to write a book. She's going to go on her apology tour. Then she's going to go on her, I'm not going to apologize anymore. I didn't do anything wrong. Fuck your feelings. She's going to go on her fuck your feelings tour and become a millionaire. Straight up. That's what's going to happen. And that's because that's what's been happening. Let me see if I can, because what I used to do on this show is I used to try to have the post pulled up, and I would like to go into the comment section a little bit. So her name is, what was it? Allison Friedman. Here we go. Let me pull up a random video. Here we go. Here's one from the New York Post, which is where I got the headline from. In the New York Post, it said, Hunter College professor under fire after hot mic remark about black students branded blatant racist. Now, in the comments, here we go. First comment I see here, I'm gonna just pull it up on the phone here. They blurred out the little girl speaking at the beginning because she's a minor. Okay, that's the part that I was confused about. There was always a box that was blurred out. I assumed that was her. Why are we blurring out the person that did the thing? So my question is, which box was Allison in? I couldn't tell. But someone at the beginning of this comment section says that was a minor that was blurred out. That's why that person was blurred out. Allison Friedman was not on screen at the time because her camera was off, which explains why she thought she was muted. Telling black students that they were dumb for choosing the college that they were in, but smart enough to know that your camera being off does not always make you completely invisible to accountability. Let's see. Second comment says, for Mercedes, she says, saddest part is notice who is acting the least surprised. That's exactly what I said. The 3 black people on screen. They were like, the person looking to the left the whole time was like, no, I told you. I synced it. I synced it. It's been racist since day one. She gave me a C. I deserve a B minus. She gave me a C. And I was like, what does that C stand for? I know what it means. Anyway, the next comment comes down. I'm sorry, I wouldn't have been like Allison Friedman. You're fired. Yeah, cool. Next comment. So stop. they can hear you is code for it's okay when it's just us. Good observation. Good observation. I didn't realize that. Stop. They can hear you. Did he say they can hear you? No. He said we can hear you. You can. Everyone can hear you. It wasn't just. There wasn't a they, but it's funny. I get it. Dr. Reggie was not shocked at all. Another comment said, y'all should have just let Allison keep on talking. That's exactly what the black people wanted to do. They wanted the conversation to keep going. They wanted to see, they were waiting for it because it was coming. Y'all should have just let Allison keep on talking. I'd be so interested to see how far she was actually going to go. Last one, I'll start with this one. It says, they stated that it was hearable and to stop. Not that it was inappropriate or wrong. May seem like a small thing, but racism is alive and well because those closest to it never speak up about it. Allison, there's a time and a place for this, and it's called the Teachers Faculty Lounge. So all I'm going to say is that it's probably going to be a firing, definitely a firing. This is in New York City. There is a new mayor, and I don't think the socialism movement is playing that shit in New York today. No, not with the new mayor. And they're like, she's out of here. She's going to get fired. She's going to start a GoFundMe because I gotta, maintain my, my lifestyle. What about my dog? And then she's going to raise $2.5 million and then move to Texas. Mark my words. Let me know what you guys think about that video. Is it play the footage? I didn't see. Okay, so I'm hoping you saw it. Okay. And if you have anything else to share about it, let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna move on to the last topic. I don't have a video of this. I think you guys all saw it. At the BAFTAs. Okay, so the conversation is really about ableism versus racism, the isms versus ism, right? And it was interesting. The most interesting thing I saw about the whole situation when our two actors who came to present an award, Michael B. Jordan, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting I'm drawing a blank on his name. And the N-word was shouted by a man who has Tourette's, who was there also getting praise and awards for a movie that he was up for, right? Which is The Situation. Here's the thing, and that's a hint for what's coming later on. Here's the thing. This person was also shouting other obscene things or other things that they cannot control throughout the night. Yet, with a 2-hour delay, the BAFTA award producers were able to bleep out everything else that this man was saying. Yet, the N-word, come on, it's Michael Jordan. They said it in the movies. Why can't we say it? So, why is the question. But somebody else raised an even better question. I don't have the ability to pull it up, but I think I saved it, and I'm gonna just pull it up real fast. This was from TikTok. I am Shop Girl, and the question was, what if he said something else? What if he said something else? You go find this person. Look at this video. It's saved on my favorites on T3 Media Studios. What if he said something else? What if he said something else that would have been so offensive to another group? What if he said death to the king, or something about the pay, or the whole Palestine thing was bleeped? It would have still been the same scenario. Oh, we can't blame him. It's not his fault. It's Tourette's, 6'7". And not to say that isn't valid. It's 100% valid. It's a real thing. People have tics, and then there's another level of it where I'm assuming that the brain is just you're in the most you're in that situation where what is the most offensive thing that could be said in this moment, and then the condition makes you say it. The thing that you know is not the thing to say. You can't. Boom! It happens. So to not make this about racism versus ableism, what about common sense, which we all know is not that common, especially in the media? You had the wherewithal, you had the testicular fortitude to bleep this situation, which should not have even been a situation if you knew there was a chance that it could happen. Not to say keep him from getting his flowers, his reward, and his time. But what did Michael B. Jordan do to deserve all of that? What did the cast of sinners do to deserve that? Besides being involved with this media blitz that went against them on purpose just because Ryan Coogler doesn't deserve the same type of accolades that other directors can get when they get these mega deals. But when Ryan Coogler gets it, then a media blitz goes against him to uplift a movie that some people say, like John Campion, for example, is an inferior movie. But this isn't talking to the movie, so we're not going to get into that. What did they do wrong? They did absolutely nothing wrong. They were working. They were doing it just like Chris Rock was standing on that stage doing his job and gets slapped. Gets assaulted. No security. Nobody arrested. Nothing happened. Until later. My bad. I'm sorry. It shouldn't have happened. My bad. Oops. We'll never do it again. I promise. How are you able to be so careful with the other words? I guarantee you if he would have said the most offensive thing you can say about a royal, about Charles, it would have been bleeped 10 times over. He probably would have got kicked out the building. But when it comes to black people, you had your movement. Yeah, you got a black president. DEI is dead. Don't worry about it. Quit crying. Take it on the chin. I hear that you guys can handle more pain than the average human being. You convince yourself that the fans or the supporters or the cast themselves are blowing it out of proportion. Then you hide behind another minority, which is they use ableism versus racism to hide the fact that it was the media that was the problem, which is always 9 times out of 10 the case. BAFTA made the mistake. BAFTA, they did that on purpose, in my opinion. They had their finger on the switch. They decided to let it slide. And even if they did bleep it, you still put these people in a situation where they had to endure that. Whether it was the intent, and that's another thing that she talks about, the intent. Whether the intent was on purpose or not does not matter. You chose to create the situation. You are the bartender who decide to let this person take their keys and get out there on the road. Not a good analogy. That was a bad one. That was a bad analogy. But the closest, that's the dumbest analogy I could think of, but that was the closest one I could. You were the one that let that situation happen, and now you're trying to apologize your way out of it, and while people in the comment section are just fighting amongst themselves, ableism versus racism, and having that argument, which should not be the argument. It's the Baptists that did that, the censors that were in charge. They are to blame. The producers, they produced that show, they put that situation in the same room. I'm not saying that sinners, actors, or directors and producers should not have been there just because they could have heard the N-word, and I'm not saying that it was his fault for saying it. If that's his condition, that's his condition. But at the very least, you could have showed some respect. You showed respect to other things, or you showed a lack of respect, depending on how you look at it. You censored other things, but yet you couldn't even do that much for a group, especially in a country that has shown a lot of, I'll use a PC word, disrespect to a lot of communities, not just the black community, over the centuries. Did you think it was Killmonger on stage? Is that why you did it? I'm just wondering. I mean, come on. That don't justify nothing. All right, anyway. Let me know what you guys think. Go check that. If you haven't seen it, go check out the from Deadline. The headline is BBC apologizes for strong and offensive language after failing to cut the N-word from the BAFTA Film Awards. And go check out I Am Shop Girl on TikTok. The video, what if? Should this have been handled differently? That's the title of the video. Check that out. She brings up a very interesting point of view, and I want to highlight it. Sorry that I can't highlight it the way I'm used to on this channel, but we're shutting down. All right, now getting to the last part of the show. So the last episode, talking through the medias is this is it. Yeah, I'm done. I started this channel talking about movies. It was talking through the movies. And then when it evolved beyond movies, I started talking more about things that are just happening on social media. So I changed it to talking through the medias. Then I flip-flopped and was like, you know, I still like movies more than I like talking about anything else. So I made the show two parts, two, you know, sides of the same coin. Talking to the medias, talking to the movies. Eventually, talking to the movies may also go. It never became what I wanted it to. And that's mostly my fault. I've been going through a lot of personal things in my life, a lot of drama. If you know me, you know, as a father, as a grandfather, believe it or not. And I'm not getting any younger. And keeping up with like cosplay, which is something we just started doing years ago, didn't realize how much I would love it. Keeping up with, this is a young man's game. And I've always intended for this channel to be a hub for other channels to uplift other channels. But then jealousy and not being accountable to my own laziness, you know, kicked in. I would see channels that would just start and would put in the same amount of, or if not a little effort, but their content was superior. Not because I couldn't, it was because I wouldn't. And I failed in a lot of ways. So the algorithm messed up, everything got mixed in, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, too late. I realized that I'm going to have to start over. So I'm going to begin a new channel, and it's going to be focused more on movies. Talking through the movies will still happen here when it comes to entertainment news, movie news. Talking through the medias will continue under a new name. But here's the thing. I thought I would be ready to share that new design, the new stage. I've been working on this whole new stage, new setup for a while, and I thought it was going to be just for talking to the movies and talking to the medias. But I looked at it and I was like, you know what? It's time to. There's all these other ideas I want to do, and I couldn't decide whether or not I just wanted to juggle them all. And then I realized, that was the same mistake I kept making, juggling too much, and then doing nothing or trying to juggle everything and then failing. So my new idea and my old show, Talking to the Media, is going to merge. So Talking to the Media is going to be done. But hopefully next week, Mondays, let's 8, 9, 6 Central. I don't have this. I'll stay tuned. I'll let you guys know. There's going to be a new show, and it will be the same platform. Well, the same kind of platform as Talking to the Medias, but it will be open topics on things that are trending online, topics that are trending. So it will be this almost the same show, but a new style, new name, and a new focus. And I just feel like the new idea that I came up with is it's better. It'll re-energize what's going on, and it'll it's just a rebranding, guys. It's just everything that you see in the lower thirds and all that stuff. It's almost going to be the same exact show, but a rebranding. So nothing really is going to change much, but I feel real good about it because I think you guys are going to get more quality out of it because I've been lackluster and I've been lazy, man, and I don't make money off of this, not much, but I do enjoy it, and I don't want to not enjoy it. And I've gotten to a point where it was starting to not be anything I enjoy anymore. It was starting to become a pain in the ass. And I always told myself if that day ever really came that I would just give up and just call it. It's a hobby. Do you want your hobbies to make you a millionaire one day? Of course, but if not, who cares? I got a job. I got 4 walls and a roof and a woman who loves me. That's all I need. And I got a good hobby. And I got a new toy too. Yeah, I got Hudson. I finally got Hudson. That's new. There you go. Goliath was my favorite, but this is my favorite one now. So watch him fall down now that I'm moving. So better not fall. The new show, hopefully I can get all the logos and design all set up and I'll figure out the color scheme and everything. This is pretty much the color scheme for T3 Media Studios. The website isn't going anywhere. I'm still going to be blogging. We're going to hit conventions hard as hell this year. I slowed down last year, but this year we're back. We're hitting them harder this year because I have so much fun, and I got a new cosplay idea that I want to do. So we're gonna be covering movies. We're gonna be covering everything that's still going on in social media, Reddit stories, reviews, all types of things. The new show will be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to start it. Hopefully next week, if not next Monday, the Monday after, guaranteed. But that's pretty much it. T3 Media Studios isn't going anywhere. Talking through the medias. This is the last episode, and the spinoff coming soon. Hopefully next week. Talking through the movies will be Tuesdays from now on. Reason why I had to move everything from Thursdays and some Saturdays is because work. I had to change my work schedule. I don't like doing shows when my children are here. I like to spend most of my time, with them and just taking those days off. I said we split custody, but I made that rule up when they were babies, man. And now, now they're I'm like I got teenagers now, so I don't have to I don't have to change any diapers. They're on autopilot. My son's building a computer in the next room. Like, come on. So those days, and my son's been a great help with the channel too. So I was telling myself, you know what, I'm wearing myself thin, and I gotta stop. I gotta do better with my time management. So hopefully by this time next week, you'll see a whole new light in my eyes, because oh man, I'm telling you, I was burning myself at both ends, but I'm not done yet. Not fucking leave it. Wolf of Wall Street, man. So I'll see you guys next week. Talking through the movies, talking through the media is gone. Talking through the movies Tuesdays. The new show, thought I was gonna say it, on Monday. The new channel, to be determined. Not ready to reveal that one yet. But on the new channel, there should be a return of Tabitha Hamilton, the previous host that used to be on the channel here. So we've got an idea that we've worked in that hopefully we can launch, and it's so kick-ass. It's just taking so damn long to get it launched. So I'm pissed because I want to say it, because I should have had it done by now, but so much is going on, and I'm not ready to reveal everything yet. But just like he said, like what did he say on Wolf of Wall Street? What did he say? The show goes on. Like fucking lions and tigers and bears. So see you guys next week on hopefully the debut of the new show. For the last time, guys, have a good one. If you want to holler at me, it's at T3 Media Studios on all the platforms there. I'm Chris Fagan. This was the last episode of Talking Through the Medias. See you next week also for Talking Through the Movies. And like I always say, peace.